You may have seen me use my Silicone Craft sheet and multi-purpose liquid glue to create embellishments without making a sticky mess. Well, did you know that you can use this Silicone Craft sheet to help you make magic on your cards too? Hey everyone, I'm Terry and I'm nuts about stamping. I love sharing techniques and project ideas for rubber stamping, paper crafting, and scrapbooking with you each week. Be sure to hit that red subscribe button and the bell beside it so that you're the first to be notified when my next video goes live. Now let's get started on today's project, shall we? I'm going to show you two different ways to achieve the mirror technique using your Silicone Craft sheet and the super fun Hey Chick stamp set. Each way is really easy, but one of them helps you be a little bit more precise. The first way is using my Stamparatus. I think this is a must-have tool for avid stampers because it helps you perfectly align stamp images. You can stamp multiples of the same project quickly and precisely, and it helps you get complete ink coverage, which is why I'm showing you this way first. Now, I don't know if you know this, but the Silicone Craft sheet has a logo that's imprinted on it, and you want to make sure that that logo is not going to be in the way when you use this technique. So you're going to put your Silicone Craft sheet on your Stamparatus. You're going to open up the little window, and then what you're going to do is lay your image down. Now, I decided for my card, I'm going to use this chicken image. So I don't have it mounted to a clear block. I'm going to put it down on my silicone sheet like so. And then I am going to press on it so that it sticks to the plastic window. And then I'm going to bring in my Memento Tuxedo black ink. Now, before the video began, I took my re-inker and I made sure that this was a nice juicy ink pad, because if you don't, it's not going to work very well. So this is nice and juicy. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp right on to the craft sheet. Now, it is nice and juicy. It looks like it's inked really well, but the advantage of using your Stamparatus is that you can make sure that your craft sheet is super juicy, because then you're going to take your craft sheet, I'm going to move that out of the way, you're going to bring in a piece of Whisper White cardstock, and I'm just going to line it up on my grid sheet here, and I'm going to turn it over so that the inky side is facing down. And I just about stamped it on the wrong side. I'm going to lay it down like so onto my Whisper White. And then I'm going to take my clear block that I'm going to use actually in a second. And I'm just going to use it as a presser downer tool, I guess. And then look at that. It's perfect. Now, let's continue, and I'm going to show you how we can make this a mirror image. So I'm going to stop the video, I'm going to clean off this stamp, and then I'm going to put it on a clear block. I'm back and I'm ready to apply my Memento ink again, like so. And then I'm going to stamp this chick, or chicken, I guess, down. Hopefully I've got it so that it's aligned. If not, not a problem. We can do it again. Oh no, it looks really nice. So look at that. I've created a mirror image. So the next step then would be to take your Stampin' Blends, and I have a few of them. I have my Mango Melody. I have the dark and the light. I have Smoky Slate, and I have my light Poppy Parade. So what I'm going to do is color these stamped images, and then I'll come back and I will show you how to finish off this card. And as promised, I'll show you a second way to do the mirror technique if you don't have a Stamparatus at home. Back in a moment. I have my chickens all colored and ready to go on to the next step so I can complete my card. But I think what I'll do is I'll stop at this point and I will show you the second way to do the mirror technique for those of you that don't have a Stamparatus at home. So I've just taken a paper towel and cleaned off my silicone sheet. I want to make sure that the logo is not going to be in my way. I have cleaned my stamp. It's still mounted to the clear block. And what I'm going to do is ink it up really, really well. And I'm going to stamp it directly onto my silicone sheet. And then I'm going to fairly quickly, because I don't want it to dry, I am going to lay it down. You can see as I get closer to my Whisper White cardstock, I know exactly where I'm going to be able to place it. So without sliding, I've just added my clear block, another clear block on top, just to help me press that ink down into the Whisper White. And yeah, it's pretty good. You can see that it's a little bit lighter, but that's okay. It's not that big a deal. And then I'm going to ink my image a second time. And then I'm going to stamp down the chick again and then lift it up. And there we go. There's the mirror image without using a Stamparatus. Again, make sure that your first time that you do this and you stamp it onto your silicone sheet, you've got a really nice juicy image. Although once it's colored, people won't notice if one is a little bit lighter than the other. Now let's go ahead and finish this off. I'm going to take some multi-purpose liquid glue and this chicken layer, and I am going to have some fun finishing off my card. And you'll see how in a second. So I'm going to take this layer, and I have a layer of basic black that I want to adhere it to, like so. And then, along with the Hey Chick stamp set, Stampin' Up! Has recently come out with a set of dies. They're the chick dies, and they are coordinating with the Hey Chick stamp set. And they're really fun. All of these little dies in the pack can help you create some really playful embellishments to go along with your stamped images. So I decided that my card base is going to be smoky slate. I've cut it 8.5 by 5.5, and I've scored it on the 4 1/4 mark. And to that, I am going to add a layer of basic black. And I'm going to adhere that down like so. And I'm going to let that dry for just a few seconds. Now I have a scrap piece of the Fine Art Floral Designer Series paper, but if I turn it over, this side kind of reminds me a little bit of this fence die that's in the Chicks dies. So I thought it would be fun to use this paper and then create an embellishment using that little fence die. So let me show you how that will look. Let me attach this down or adhere it down first, like so. And then when I had the video stopped, I decided that I would die cut one of the little fences using smoky slate. I also used a piece of my multi-purpose adhesive sheet so that this creates a sticker. But here's a tip. This is too short. You see, if I wanted to have it peeking out on the left-hand side and the right-hand side of my chicken layer, it's too short to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it in half. And then I'm going to take off the adhesive sheet. Whoops. And let me just see. I'm going to put one side of the fence there, and then I'm going to take the adhesive sheet off the back of the remaining piece of fence, and I'm going to have it sticking out of the other side. And I'm just trying to see that it's as close as I can possibly get to being a parallel, I guess, embellishment on either side of the chickens. And then I'm ready to adhere this layer on. And I'm just going to lay it flat. You could use your Stampin' Dimensionals and pop it up a little bit if you wanted, but I'm quite happy with it being nice and flat. And then I've got one final thing that I'm going to add to my card that will make it another playful element. I felt that my card needed just one added element and perhaps make that element a phrase for the front of my card. So when I had the video stopped, I used one of the dies from the chick dies, and I die cut out this little signpost using my smoky slate cardstock. And I have the phrase that says, "Have a happy day," from the Hey Chick stamp set. And what I'm going to do is ink it up using the Memento ink, and I'm going to stamp it on the fence post, like so, or the little signpost. And then I'm going to use a Stampin' Dimensional on the back, take off the tail, and then I'm going to, there we go, I am going to add, I think I'll add my sign, just like that. So it adds just another visual and fun element to the front of my card. Now, I think at this point in time, it would be a good idea for you to look at what embellishments you have at home and see if there's something else that you would like to add to your card. Maybe a bit of bling, maybe a little bit of ribbon. I mean, it's really up to you, and hopefully you're using up what you have on hand. If you want to see another fun idea for using the Hey Chick stamp set, check out this video now. I've linked to my blog below if you're interested in seeing lots of other crafting ideas. And join my mailing list to get insider tips and ideas to take your card making to the next level. So now it's your turn. Have a look through your stamp sets. Which one will you use to try the mirror technique the next time you craft? I'm Terry. I'm nuts about stamping. I hope you'll have a fun crafting day today too. Bye for now.